How you doing, Andy?
Lad, yourself.
I'm all right.
Right.
I should have had Kent on at 8 o'clock, and I'm 20 minutes late with you, 20 past 10 now. I've had a bit of an issue on, but we're all right. We're back on track.
All right.
I'll have to rebook Kent. How are you?
I'm all right, huh? You good yourself?
Yeah, our prediction.
All right. No far away, eh? Spot on.
But it's not hard, is it, when you're back in Usyk, is it? The man's Mozart, isn't
He's like a boxing wizard, isn't he?
he? Yeah.
He's unbelievable, eh? I mean, middle rounds, it looked like Fury was getting on top of him, but then he comes back and smashes his nose and has him all over the place, doesn't he? And he's got the resolve, isn't he? And there's nobody in boxing as fit as him, I don't believe. He's just something else, isn't he? Technical and it's just, and he can dig deep when he has to. And to eat up the uppercuts, I mean, the uppercuts were hit him clean. It was one of them that knocked out, put Dillian White in button moon, wasn't it? And I don't think it even hit Dillian White as clean as it hit Usyk. So it's a hard man, eh? Iron Man.
Yeah, he's on a different level in the Usyk.
Something special, eh?
Well, I look at it like this, right? Fury's got to be kicking his son because he really fought out his skin, but I think his fitness let him down. Because every time he had Usyk on hook, he couldn't finish him off. He couldn't pull trigger, could he?
Nah. I think we've said in the past, I think we've seen the best of him, eh?
Yeah.
He's had a long enough camp to give himself the best chance. I think he was in the best condition he could be at this stage of his life, but it's just not good enough for Usyk, is it? And I felt, I felt in the ninth round that should have been stopped. No, because I want Usyk to win for the sake of Fury's health. The amount of clean shots he was taking there was unbelievable. He was totally out, wasn't he? And I think, I think me what thinking he should have been stopped was verified in the end when he wished everybody a happy new year on the 18th of May. What was that all about? That tells you his brain's been scrambled to an extent.
Yeah, he's I wonder if Fury's issue is he's just not fit and he's had too many back slappers around him. What do you think?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, the corner seemed to be in a bit of disarray as well. There's too many voices. I mean, I think he might have gone better if his old man wasn't there. Because I could hear him roaring and shouting when Sugar Hill was trying to give him instructions. I think he's, I think he's been a bad addition to the team, really.
Well,
I know he's bad in that, but what good's he done there?
who were whispering in his ear in that corner? And he got Andy. Well, we know Andy Lee was there, but I don't think he was vocal as others, were he?
No, no.
And because he obviously knows his craft. Andy Lee, Sugar Hill. You've got Big John there. You know, and you've got Usyk hovering around like a wasp. You know, I kind of like felt sorry for Tyson, to be honest.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But I think you can't beat Usyk by just throwing pot shots, can you, to body?
No, no. And I think it's to be honest, I think it's a bit of a myth saying he's weak to the body. I mean, Joshua was digging him in the body and he wasn't really doing much to him, was he? I
No.
mean, that was a low blow that a lot of people say it wasn't, but I believe it was a low blow that Dubois put him down. It was in the bladder area. So it doesn't have to be the nutsack to be a low blow, does it?
No, it's tough times for them now because do they fight Joshua next? Right, and get loads of money, or do they take the Usyk one and then the Joshua one? Because they fight Usyk next and lose. The Joshua one's dead, isn't it?
Yeah. He'd probably be better fighting somebody else. I mean, I don't see him beating Usyk next time. I think he would get stopped the next time, actually.
I don't.
I think he's I mean he was competing at the highest level there, but I think at the very highest level like that, I think he's done. I don't think he's, whether it's his legs or it's lack of discipline between fights probably that's put miles. And it did that to Ricky Hatton, didn't it? Ballooning up in weight, losing weight for just for fights, and I think that's a contributing factor. Right? But he still put on a good performance, Fury, I thought, but it's just not good enough to beat Usyk.
Now, let's back up a little bit then. What did you think to beginning of fight? You know, from the beginning, we had Big John coming out. He was dancing, wasn't he, and all that to that song, wasn't he? Did you see it when he came out? I mean, why?
Carnival atmosphere.
John dancing to Barry White, Big John. What do you think of that?
I mean, I after the start of the week, I just gone right off at him. You know, I used to find him entertaining and probably guilty giving him the benefit of the doubt. But after what happened on the Monday, was it? Nah, he should have been out of there. I felt if that had happened in this country, do you think he'd have been locked up, wouldn't
he? Yeah.
Basically, head planking a innocent bystander who's all he's doing is cheering Usyk, you know. And to say he was saying anything else, how's he going? Has he been at night school learning Ukrainian? He'll have a clue what he's saying.
It's it's a funny one because he's flown into that, and I think he's forgot where he were when he flew into that guy. He forgot for a moment he was in Saudi, didn't he?
Yeah. But he just turned around and seen the wee guy and just nutted him, didn't he? Wait, there's no provocation there. And I thought, Big Shane, who's usually a voice of reason, I think you said the last time he was mouthing off, and I hadn't seen this video at that point. I thought, I seen Big Shane mouthing off, and I thought, I don't think he's seen what's happened, eh? And I rebounded it back, but he couldn't know seen what happened. He was standing right next to him, eh? And he was facing the scene of the crime, so to speak. But nah, that's too odd. It's different. The two fighters maybe getting het up and having a pushing match and that. But for a guy, it's just standing there, the smallest guy, eh? Bully, just a big bully.
It's not good, mate. It's not good. But so we had Usyk to win, and obviously he dominated.
Yeah.
But, what did you think about Fury's performance at the beginning? Because the first 3 rounds, I give it to Usyk.
Yeah. I gave Usyk the first. There's a few of my pals thought Fury maybe took the second and third, but I felt that Usyk took the first 3 and maybe Fury took the fourth. Probably most of the middle rounds. He was having a bit of success then, Fury, wasn't he? But then he seemed to lose his way a bit. Maybe after Usyk smashed his nose in, and I've never even seen Tyson with a bleeding nose before. No. That was a cracking shot, wasn't it? It's like, geez, and that really stunned him, didn't it?
Well, when he done him with, he done his nose. You've seen that, haven't you?
Oh,
when he done him, he was retreating. But to be fair to Fury, he lost first 3 rounds. But after that, Fury dominated him for 3 rounds after that. Then he really went for him. Yeah. And I thought Fury were going to get him out there. But after that 6th round, I think, and people are going to say you're being harsh here, but I think everything caught up with Tyson Fury in his career after that round 6. That was his moment. Where that was the last of Tyson Fury, round 6. I don't think he helped after that. I think he rallied a bit in 12. You could maybe share that one. But I give it 8 rounds to 3 to Usyk with 1 shared. And one of them 8 rounds were a 10-8. I think he was that far ahead. Was that 117, 111? That's right. I don't know what you
I always thought Usyk would set a pace that Fury's never going to keep up with for the 12 rounds. And Usyk had centre ring, first 3 rounds, he had centre ring pushing Fury back constantly, wasn't he? And it wasn't until Fury started having a bit of success in the fourth with body shots that Usyk kind of went back a wee bit in the middle rounds, didn't he? But then he was going forward the rest of Usyk probably was going forward probably 8 out of the 12 rounds, wasn't it? Maybe more actually, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And ninth round, he was going forward at high speed. But that was some round that was, wasn't it?
Round
But
9.
I felt he should. I felt he should have been stopped there because he was taking some serious punishment there. I've never seen him that badly up.
He
I mean,
were getting.
even when Wilder dropped him in that first fight, he got up and won the rest of the round. But there's nothing like that in that round, was it?
No. No, it's tough times, but the referee's performance, Andy. I'm not just going to have a go at the long count. Fury, we're not even getting warned for some fouls, were it? It was that blatant. Usyk has fought away from home, and he's fought against all politics, hasn't it? And look what he's done.
Yeah,
He's
always been up against it. Yeah,
he's an all-time great now, isn't he?
Yes, I mean, he's always been up against it. He's been on the road everywhere he's fought. It's been on the road, isn't he? Because of the war, he can't fight at home, can he? So,
Listen,
he's won.
He's done Joe Joyce twice, and it Olympics and that WBSS. He's done Joyce, and is it twice? Yeah.
He's a big guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done Chisora, Bellew, Joyce twice, Dubois, Joshua twice, and all Fury Power. Hey,
not to mention all the top cruiserweights. Eh?
That's before we even start. Well, we don't put Bellew in top cruiserweight bracket, do we? To be fair to Tony Bellew, you could say he won more rounds than Fury in less rounds, in half at fight kind of thing, didn't he? Or he won about as many as Fury did, didn't he? Basically, Bellew.
He didn't disgrace himself, Bellew, in that fight. I thought he gave a good account of himself, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think Fury just believed his own eye. I think reading between the lines, I think we've all got carried away with Fury, didn't we?
But I think when we're starting to analyse this fight, we're talking about who has he fought that's close to Usyk's level. I mean, Chisora and Ngannou and Dillian White. I mean, they're no preparation for fighting somebody like Usyk, are they?
No.
He could play with that kind of people, but when it comes to Usyk, there's no Usyk's playing with him, really.
You know what? You know another thing as well? Do you know, looking at them both from all fight week, Fury were behaving like like it never behaved before.
Nervous, eh?
You know, when I first started with Dennis, he said to me something about fight week. He says fight week's when it all happens. Well, so I used to have a joke with him after a few years. I'd say, yeah, fight week's when it happened, Dennis. It's when you always pull plug when they hadn't done enough tickets. But he used to laugh at that. Well, that's true, basically, isn't it? Nowadays. But fight week is when it does happen. It's when everybody's arsehole starts squeaking. They either pull out fights, or they've not done enough tickets, or they don't feel right, or they've picked up an injury. And that fight week is a nightmare for promoters, you know, managers, trainers, even fighters. It's just a nightmare because it sorts the men from the boys out. And for some reason, our soul was flapping all week.
Yeah.
He knows. Do you know a fighter, right? He knows if he's got it done it bank. He knows if he's done it. He knows if it's got it in. You know, like when Froch fought Groats first time, Carl Froch knew, hey, listen, I've got maybe 10 rounds in me here today. When really he should have had 15 rounds in him for the fight. But he just done enough for that camp, and he nearly got found out, didn't he? I think Fury knew all fight week, hey, listen, I'm going to have to really perform out my skin here, because I'm not budging this guy mentally. He'd like seen it and heard everything, Annie Usyk. He wasn't bothered about all this mind game stuff for Usyk.
He's immune to that.
What?
He's immune to all that kind of stuff, isn't he? He's just cool, calm, and calculated, isn't he? He's just And he stuck. He was true to his word, wasn't he? Because he told Fury, "Don't worry, I will not leave you alone." And he didn't leave him alone, did he? He was on it.
He didn't leave him alone all night, did he, Usyk? And you know,
No.
every time Usyk took punishment, I mean, he took some digs in that rounds 4, 5, 6, didn't he? Every time Usyk took punishment, he readjusted, didn't he?
Mm.
And came back, didn't he? He always met fire with fire. And that's the problem, you see, I think Fury had. He wasn't a firefighter. When it got really, really hot, you know, like Frotch, when it's really hot, he wants it like a furnace. He says, because if he's got it like a furnace, the other guy has. The other guy has. It's like Teddy Atlas says, are we firefighters? I didn't see the firefighting from Fury. Usyk likes to go into the furnace, doesn't he? He's not bothered, is he?
No.
We've seen it against Dubois. We've seen it against Joshua. Usyk will go in the furnace. I don't think Fury can pull trigger. I just think he looked uncomfortable to me at times. And maybe I might be wrong or being harsh. I think he just looked uncomfortable.
And it's maybe actually the first time he's fought somebody with better movement than him, faster hands, faster feet, and just although he was smaller, he negated the size difference quite easily, didn't he? It wasn't really a big thing, the size difference for Usyk. I didn't think. Maybe in the middle rounds it was a wee bit when Fury was taking advantage of his size and he was able to use it, but that was the only time I didn't think Usyk is not fazed by anything, is he?
No, not really. He's like seen every style, hasn't he, really, Usyk?
I mean, I actually got round to making a couple of videos myself on my Andy's Cavern channel.
Yeah.
Uh,
Have you got your own channel now, Andy?
I've got my own channel, so if anybody's interested, I've only done a couple of videos so far. I think I sent you them, but I
Oh,
said on the pre-fight one, that kind of spike this fight kind of spiked me into action to actually do something. I thought I need to get my finger out my backside and get on with it. And I did say about Fury being nervous the week leading up to it because and the day before at the press conference he wouldn't look at Usyk, would he? Couldn't look at him.
no.
And then he seemed agitated at the weigh-in, didn't he? When he's shouting and effing and blinding him and his team and all that, and his country and whatnot. And then the pushing, having a bit of push. That's on nerves I felt coming out. I've never really seen much of that before with him.
No, it's I know Usyk's CV's like stellar, in it?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? He's like he's done better beef as well, didn't he, in Olympics? Yeah, he's just
And he's
about.
some
He's
guy.
got them all, hasn't he? Better. He's done better beef. Joyce. He's done all big amateur men, hasn't he? He just ran through cruiserweight division. Just ran through it, mate. I mean, Carl Frotz has put a video out going on about Usyk's record. Carl, I don't know what you were reading for amateur. It's 335 wins, 15 losses, rematched 11. Do you know what I mean? So
Andy Carroll said 250 or something, didn't
200, 200. No,
he?
it's
Yeah, I thought
300,
that.
335 wins, 15 losses, rematched 11. They didn't get to rematch Joan Porter. He was one of them. I think that was it, Clemento Russo, who I think he was another one. I'm not sure, but I know Sean Porter beat him, didn't he, as a middleweight? Who said we're a middleweight then, wasn't he? 165 pounds, but the guy is phenomenal, right? 335 and 15 as an amateur, and then 22 and 0 as a pro, and he's cleaned up in 2 divisions. I mean, undisputed, cleaned up. He's gone on the road. He has fought them all, hasn't he? You know,
He could walk away now quite comfortably, couldn't he?
but walk away because he's not about money in it. And do you know what? I hope he does because he'll go down as like some superhuman power in boxing. That's what I think.
Maybe Klitschko will recommend him to walk away like Fury, so he didn't get Fury can't get the rematch. Like Klitschko never get the rematch with Fury. You never know.
He's on about coming back himself, isn't he?
Klitschko, I thought he might try and come back and beat Foreman's record. There was always been a kind of hint of that about him, wasn't there?
Well, we'll see, won't we? But I mean, he's 19 months older than Fury, but he's not. But Fury looks to me like raggy arse, doesn't he? He's got miles on clock, hasn't he, Fury?
Yeah. That third fight with Wilder must have taken something out because that was horrendous, wasn't it? That was a real slugfest, wasn't it? It was a great fight, but that's taking something out of both of them, isn't it?
Do you know, looking at Fury's CV, do you think we've been duped?
Well,
It's a hype. It's a hype.
There's been a lot of hype. I mean, there's no doubt about him. He's a good fighter and he is a top level fighter. There's no doubt about that. Skill level and unorthodox. I think I've always said that he would do well in any era. I'm not saying he would beat everybody in any era, but I think he would have give a good account of himself in any era. Going back, maybe through the sheer size and the skill set and awkwardness. He's a kind of one-off, isn't he, that way? But his discipline's let him down. If he had Usyk's discipline, he could have probably beat Usyk. But he's discipline and fitness, but he's not got that. That's lacking. I don't think there's many people with that discipline and fitness, to be honest. What Usyk's got. Even Chisora, I seen him interviewed. He was talking about Usyk being much crazier than Fury. He said he's totally crazy. He says because his training team can't stop him. He said something about him being in Dubai, and it was whatever the temperature was, mega heat. He's going out and cycling 100 kilometers in that heat. Just can't reel him in. He's a madman.
Yeah, well, like I said, looking at Fury's performance, he were quick to point out that let's do the rematch and all that because he's got it locked in, hasn't he? Rematch, but does that even need a rematch? That from yesterday, from Saturday, he doesn't need a rematch, does it, Andy?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I think he get beat worse in the rematch. But I was disappointed with what Fury said at the end about they've given him the points because his country's in a war, or he mentioned something like that. Whether that's because he was concussed or what, or what he was meaning that, if he knew what he was saying, I don't know because it was straight after the fight. But it was a bit of sour grapes, I felt. Bricktop was backing him, saying he thought he'd won, hadn't he? But he's going to say that anyway.
Yeah,
he's not going to say it.
What do you think to Bricktop? Could we say he thought Tyson won? In that seconds out.
He's going to say that, isn't he? He's got the Gypsy King chip fitted, isn't he? He can't detract from the script.
It's just that I don't know what fight they were looking at, and the referee who gave it to, sorry, the judge who gave it to Fury, and the referee's performance. I think what's happened is we've seen Usyk overcome corruption.
Yeah.
Proved if you're good enough, you can be up there in lights. And fighters should look at people like your Usyks and I'm going to say it, Carl Froch, people like that who've tested themselves and not go down as all the famous. Do you know what I mean? But tested themselves against killers, going in fight after fight on the road or fighting roadmen and just testing themselves. And he's overcome that bad referee. They got no favours on night, did they? Off one at judges. So if there's one at judges going to do what he's done, like a top rank favourite in him, who did it? It's a top rank favourite. That judge. 114, 113 Fury is absolutely weird. It's just weirdo behaviour. They're either corrupt or they're incompetent. How could you give that fight to Fury? Even the Gad couldn't give him it, he said. The Gad. The Fury Power PR guy. When you've got people like the Gad and Colin Hart saying, look, we can't make a case for Fury winning that, no way. When you've got people like that saying it, you know that the sport is on its knees, isn't it?
Yeah. Colin Hart was quite adamant as well, wasn't he? He wasn't really mincing his words for
114, 113. Is that bad? You're thinking, what's going on here? The fix one in,
Same when he fought Josh out there, though, wasn't it? He got done on one of the cards for that as well, didn't he? They're trying to roll him.
Listen, I don't know what's going on, but I'm glad that Usyk's overcome evil. He's like a superhero.
He's beat the establishment, isn't he?
We've got referees that can't count to 10. It take the counting to 10, but it's taking 20 seconds every time Fury hits the deck. He's had 8 counts now, but he's had 6 since he came back after Vladimir. That's cause he can't get his legs into position to land properly, and he can't get out at weights because he's too big.
It's like that. It's like that ref was the count of Sesame Street, wasn't it? 1, 2.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. But look, this is like I've just said to you, Andy. There, right? Fury, his legs have gone. His legs have gone. You can see his legs have gone. Like when he had Usyk on hook, he couldn't pull the trigger.
Couldn't he not?
Pull the trigger, mate, and that's the bottom line. Do you know what I mean? He couldn't pull the trigger. Mystic Johnny said a while back his legs had gone, didn't he? Yeah, Johnny Nelson, old Horsecock called it, and he's standing by his convictions. Once your legs have gone, you've got to adapt. Ali adapted.
Yeah.
He was tough and he wanted to be in the furnace. Fury didn't want to be a firefighter, mate. We look at honestly, that zip's gone for him. When it's gone, it don't come back. He did fight as good. He couldn't get any more. But if you're not fit and your legs have gone, adopt your style. I mean, where were the Kronk style? Where were it? I didn't see this roadman Kronk killer style. Did you?
No, you never seen.
Where was that energy? Where were the energy?
Never seen Tommy Hitman Hearns backing up like that all the time, did you? Or Lennox Lewis? You never seen him backing up like that, unless he was hurt. But he was kind of in reverse for the first few rounds, wasn't he? And the big guy should be in centre ring, taking centre ring, and that's that stage of the fight, shouldn't he? So, but then Usyk, for me, Usyk was the big guy, not necessarily in stature. He had the big fight in him, big fighting heart. So.
Yeah. Where's Usyk ranked now in all-time greats?
I would say he's a current pound for pound. I'd probably there's an argument to make him number one. There's an argument for that, isn't it? At the moment, and all time, he'll be seen. He'll be a Hall of Famer. He'll be definitely be top 10 all time.
All-time great top 10. Yeah, I'd put him above George Foreman. I'd put him above Joe Fraser for what he's achieved. He's up there in the top 10, maybe even top 6 all time. I mean, you might even have to start dislodging Joe Lewis, Ali, Lennox Lewis, Joe Fraser, Mike Tyson, all them. You'd maybe say he's really above a lot of them, innit? I think there's that Ali bracket. And then there's him. I think he's that good.
He's probably, he's up there. It's a bit unfair to put him in any particular order, but he's got to be up there with the top guys, isn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can argue that till cows come home, but these fanatics, you know some of the stuff I get sent, don't you, right?
Yeah.
Some of the emails I've had to wake up to have been off proper Fury fanboys who've said, you know what, we got it wrong. We've been duped by this man. His career's just a load of hype. And others are like, no, Tyson got robbed. I mean, these people are fanatical. Yeah. Get out your homes more. Go out for a pint. Go have a walk with your dog. But do something in your lives. Tyson Fury is not a GOAT. He's nowhere near GOAT status. He's not even a top 20. He's like Buster Douglas. He's a Buster Douglas, isn't he? You think?
And all that talk, another 10 fights. There's no way. I thought to myself when I heard that, another 3 fights.
No, he could do that, but he might be fighting somebody like Solomon Dakras in about 5 fights, or Dave Allen. That's how bad he was.
Or it's a short career, and if you're going to, he's at the point now he's getting hit, isn't he? He's getting hit easy. Early in his career, he didn't get hit a lot, did he? So now he's getting picked off. It's like Ali did, And, after that third Fraser fight, Ali should have packed in. Fighting the likes of Ernie Shavers, big punchers like that, that's done damage to him, innit? Carrying on for too long like that.
To who?
To Muhammad Ali. You don't want to see the same thing happening to anybody else. That should be a history lesson for any boxer, really, shouldn't it? Carrying on too long, but it's usually the boxer's the last one to know, isn't he? Or
Well,
admit it.
whatever they're going to pay him millions now. Listen. Whatever they're going to pay him, they're going to take it. What you're going to see now is, if any of you boxing fans out there, politics. If you think you've not seen it all, get ready now, because all you're going to see is and hear is talk of money, money, money. Because now he's been beat, they're just going to sell their souls like you could never imagine. Him and the father. Watch him now. They're just going to go after every fight and every penny now. He'll be punching for pay till he's 40 him. I mean, he's got his eighth kid, don't we, Annie?
Yeah. But
You know what I mean? They're not cheap having kids, are they?
yeah, he's got enough money for that now, though. I mean, he's going to pay a price for his health if he keeps going at it, I feel.
But what about his mental health? How's he going to cope with getting beat like that? He didn't just get beat. He got beaten up. He got bashed up. Usyk put hands on him, touched him up.
And that whole round nine's a highlight reel, isn't it? And that's going to get played over and over again. That round 9, because he's getting knocked everywhere, wasn't he? That's horrendous, really. Yeah.
And he got bashed. He got bashed up. There's no ifs or buts about it, mate. He took a shallacking there, mate. An absolute shallacking.
Terrible, wasn't it?
I couldn't believe what I was seeing, mate. I couldn't believe.
I wonder if it went to that thinking that Usyk can't really hurt him. I've been in with bigger punchers than him. What's he going to do to me? Maybe he had a wee bit of that attitude. I think maybe he was fearful of the skill factor, but I don't think he was fearful enough of the power factor.
You think?
Possibly, yeah. He's maybe thought, how's he going to hurt me if, but then he's been dropped by like Cunningham before, who was deemed a non-puncher, but
I think his mindset were wrong. I think that he thought he was just going to run over Usyk. I do honestly. I thought he's a small man. I'll run over him. Tyson's an historian, and I think he knew deep down he would win a hard fight. That's what I think. You've only got to look at Usyk's CV to know that the guy's a box of tricks, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think his mindset were wrong. You don't just go into fights with people like Usyk and think you're going to run them over. Just look at the man's CV. Look how he dealt with Joshua, Chisora, Bellew, Joe Joyce twice, DeBar. And then you start on all them cruisers.
Just blaming them, eh?
Well, they're talking mind games and that. These Ukrainians, mate, people like him and your Lomachenko's, they live and breathe it, don't they?
That's not a hobby to them, is it? It's life.
Look, I think Tyson Fury spends too much time trying to play mind games instead of getting that flab off his back. Did you see his flabby back?
Aye, still there.
I'm not saying that, Andy, because I'm in shape of my life. Do you know what I mean? But that flabby back, I don't want to see heavyweight champ with a flabby back. I don't want to see it, mate. I want to see the look in the business. Do you know what I mean? Right, can I just give a big shout out to Porky's International YouTube? That's our other channel that we do other stuff on, other sports stuff. Feel free to like and subscribe and leave a comment. The Gad. He's everywhere again, isn't he, the Gad? But he gave it to Usyk, didn't he?
He did, didn't I? Fair play to him. He was straight up on that, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Did you see him with that big bong or something, whatever he was smoking? I have no idea what he was. He does great big long pipe, and he's like, I don't know what it was. It's like he was smoking a big bong or something.
Mate, Gareth A. Davis, right, will take anything. He can get his. We'll leave it at that. He thinks he's Jack the lad, doesn't he? He'll take anything he can lay his hands on.
That Boxing King media, it's almost like the guy on vacation, like a series or something. Every time it's comedy show, he's following him about. I think he's a Gad fanboy. That police boy.
Listen, do you know that copper? Gully, you're a copper. That's all that needs to be said in it, really, about him, innit? Eh? People hanging out at the back of him. He'll think twice in future now before he starts ringing people and bigging up Matchroom, won't he? Bringing people off Matchroom's phone. Shouldn't be ringing YouTubers on Matchroom's phone when all along you were old Bill, you wrong un. Eh? Dropped a clanger, didn't you, eh? Karma
Found
come
out.
and got you. Karma come and got you, kid, didn't it? Pop, pop, bang. What do you think about El Turkey? Where does he rank now then in promotional stakes? Because they put the money up where the mouth went, didn't they?
He's the man, isn't he? He really is the man when it comes to that side of things. He's the guy with the big piggy bank, isn't he?
Mm. Did it surprise you, Andy, that the fight went ahead?
After the weigh-in, I said I believe it after the weigh-in. When the weigh-in happened, I was quite confident it was going to go ahead. I thought early in the week was John Fury trying to mess it up and get it off, with his behaviour. I thought, is that a tactic? But it had to go ahead with a 10 million fine hanging over them. Wouldn't want to be paying that.
Yeah, it's
That could be the reason it went ahead. That 10 million fine threat.
yeah. They had Fury knew he had to fight him, didn't he?
That's maybe a good tactic from Triple T. Turkey.
Do you think, Andy, that Fury came in too light?
Possibly. I kind of thought that might be a good weight for him. But he's come in light before and looked a bit weak against, was it Wallen? He came in quite light then, and he was a bit weak, I felt. He looked physically weaker at a lighter weight. Chisora, I reckoned he'd be better heavier, didn't he? I seen him saying that.
Did
You see him calling the ref out? Fair play to Chisora for he's saying the ref here. What's going on with that count?
All you've got to do, Andy, right, is get a stopwatch, press your stopwatch on your phone, soon as Fury hits the deck, and then stop it when he waves the fight back on. And it's been going on far too long, this now. Does Fury do all the time everybody else does when he hits the deck? How can that be? How can that be?
Yeah. It's maybe written in his contract.
Maybe written in his what?
In his contract. If I go down, I need extra time to get up again.
Believe it. Do you want to go on to part 2, Andy?
Will do. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll be right with you.
All right, 5 minutes, yeah. All right, cheers.
Man.